Mira Trading International broker recovered 1 billion rands in Bitcoin. FX Choice, the broker used by the now-defunct get-rich-quick scheme Mira Trading International, has transferred approximately 1,200 Bitcoin that had been frozen in an account since June 2020. According to FX Choice, the funds were transferred to a liquidator in South Africa with the Financial Services Conduct Authority's FSCA approval. Mira Trading International, MTI, was a Ponzi scheme that claimed to provide automated trading services, initially in Forex, and later in cryptocurrency derivatives, with daily growth rates ranging from 0.5 to 1.5%. Chainalysis named it the biggest cryptocurrency scam of 2020. MTI went bankrupt after CEO Johan Steenberg went missing in December, allegedly while traveling in Brazil. Steenberg is believed to have fled to Panama via Brazil, according to the FSCA. The FSCA has authorized the distribution of MTI's frozen funds at FX Choice to the designated liquidators, FX Choice said in a statement. "We confirm that the transfer has now been completed and that the matter is now closed." While FX Choice did not specify the amount of Bitcoin transferred, Brandon Topham, the FSCA's head of investigations and enforcement, recently told the US that it was around 1,200 BTC. A second industry source confirmed that the figure of more than 1,200 BTC is correct. Topham stated that he was unaware of any other assets that had been discovered or recovered. As a result, the funds recovered from FX Choice will be the first. When we contacted the FSCA for comment, Topham explained that the Bitcoin was not transferred to the FSCA but rather to the liquidators directly. He referred any further questions to the liquidators. Investrust, the liquidator, had not responded by the time this article was published. FX Choice and Mira Trading International. MTI began as a more traditional copy trading service, but changed its business model after incurring significant losses in May and June 2019. The scheme's growth accelerated after it implemented a multi-level marketing referral system and allegedly switched to an automated trading program, or bot. MTI claimed to be using FX Choice as its broker during this initial period. FX Choice, on the other hand, disconnected MTI and froze its assets on June 10, 2020. MTI opened an account declaring that all funds they were going to trade were their own, FX Choice reported in August of last year. FX Choice's statement came after several regulators around the world issued MTI warnings. MTI had also used FX Choice in its marketing materials despite the fact that its account had been suspended. After FX Choice had frozen the account, the Texas State Securities Board, Canada's Autorité des Marchés Financiers, and South Africa's Financial Sector Conduct Authority all issued warnings about MTI by August 2020. MTI's account was first opened in 2017 under the personal profile of its CEO, Johan Steenberg, according to FX Choice. "We saw no suspicious activity with the trading volume, and the deposits were small," FX Choice said. Their activity increased in May 2020. By then, the account had been upgraded to corporate status. This was the time for deposits and trades. FX Choice stated that due to the large deposits and the fact that FX Choice was mentioned in MTI's marketing videos, it decided to investigate the account further. As a result, MTI's account with FX Choice was frozen until MTI provided the required documentation, which it never did. FX Choice stated that its decision was proven to be correct as regulators' warnings began to surface. "We want to be clear that the information naming FX Choice as the broker through which MTI executes its Forex operations is incorrect," FX Choice stated. The same can be said of their claims to have used artificial intelligence software. They only executed a few trading operations before the account was blocked, which were manual, large, and resulted in significant losses. The Bitcoin that was frozen in MTI's old FX Choice account has now been transferred to South African liquidators. MTI has been provisionally liquidated, and the final liquidation hearing has been scheduled for May 31, 2021. One faction within MTI's membership and former leadership is advocating for the company to be placed in business rescue rather than liquidation. Another faction is requesting a compromise under Section 155. If MTI is liquidated, the appointed liquidators may use the recovered funds to reimburse investors for a portion of the money they lost by investing in MTI. Millions of dollars in Bitcoin have been transferred to top MTI earners. Despite warnings from regulators and others that MTI was most likely a scam, thousands of people invested in the scheme between August and December 2020. MTI received $588 million, 8.8 billion rands, in Bitcoin across more than 470,000 transactions, according to Chainalysis, primarily from exchanges but also from self-hosted wallets. Data from the MTileaks, released in September 2020 by a group calling itself Anonymous ZAR, revealed that nearly 23,000 Bitcoin had been deposited into the scheme as of the 14th of September 2020. 23,000 Bitcoin was worth roughly 4 billion rands at the time. At current exchange rates, it is worth more than 16 billion rands. This money flowed up the MTI multi-level marketing rewards structure, with MTileaks revealing that some of the scheme's more prominent promoters withdrew millions of rands in profit prior to its collapse. Given that many more people deposited money into the scheme between September and December, the recovery of 1,200 Bitcoin represents less than 5% of the total funds invested in MTI. Even though it is worth more than 1 billion rands at today's exchange rates, the recovered funds will not go far when distributed equitably to everyone who lost money in MTI.